Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for today, June the 30th. We are starting off at Stage 1 with 120,000 hit points because, well, you're not allowed starting on Stage 2. I don't know why you'd get that impression. Anyways, 120,000 hit points on this bad boy means that if you are a really low level, you may need to load up a boat of Zookas to just get through it. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Now, throwing my critters, which are basically my version of Zookas, and moving on to Stage 2, which is normalizing a little. We're down to 85,000 hit points on Stage 2, which is a good thing, because after that Stage 1, my goodness. Also, you've got this field of free GBE off to the right. Like, literally, your tanks can just roam and blow stuff up, and it'll be great. The big advantage of that is there is a shock launcher that sits right next to the HQ. That bad boy has 7,000 hit points, and you're probably gonna want to blow that up. Now, if you don't have the GBE to just blow it up directly, my suggestion would be to throw a shock on it, flare your tanks like right onto it as soon as you get into, I guess, range, if you would, and then blow it up with your tanks, and then you can pull them back and even blow up more statues and storage boxes and all of the things before going back into the HQ in case you want to, throw down a stun or GBE or something on the rocket launcher that is north of the base. Okay, moving on to Stage 4. 3. Man. Counting, I'm not so good. Math, I'm even worse. So 133,000, give or take, hit points on the HQ, which is fine. That's cool, but this opening is so tank friendly, it's not even funny. Basically, all of these flamethrowers, and machine guns and everything can't do squat to your tanks, so, they're tank food, honestly. So you can land your tanks, let your tanks kind of start working their way through. If you want, you could take out the sniper towers with some GBE. There's also, obviously, a rocket launcher if you want to, throw some GBE at the rocket launcher to remove some of the sustained damage on your tanks. By all means, you can do that sort of stuff. And basically just go up the right-hand side and you should get a nice, easy, hopefully easy win. And that will take us on to Stage 4. This time, the real Stage 4. Will the real Stage 4 please stand up? Please stand. So 161,000 hit points on Stage 4, which is okay, fair to middling, but what the heck is this? All the boom cannons. All the boom cannons ever. This is ridiculous. So, wow. If you're normally not able to take down Stage 4, today is not your day. If you are just barely taking down Stage 4 on a normal basis, today is going to be rough. I don't even know how to explain to you how rough it's going to be. This shock launcher, which obviously needs to die, has 14,000 hit points. That's so much GBE. Each of these boom cannons has 8,000 hit points. Again, huge amounts of GBE. So, man, I'm gonna do what I can do, but dear goodness gracious. So, obviously the first boom cannon, because there's nothing blocking it, we can flare right onto it and throw a stun down, keep it from doing anything incredibly horrible, and then let our troops kind of start cleaning up the mess that's sitting here. Now, hopefully, your initial landing had enough GBE to take out that shock launcher. If it didn't, now would be a good time to blow that up, because the boom cannons legitimately are significantly less. You can blow up 2 boom cannons for the price of that one shock launcher. So if you're really short, that's kind of the route you're gonna have to look at taking. You're gonna want to blow up the boom cannon that was behind the sniper towers, and then flare onto the shock launcher. The problem with this is you're gonna have to use shocks. You're gonna have to deal with other defenses doing crazy things. It's pretty intense, but I have faith in you guys. I'm sure that you can do it. Anyways, while our tanks meander on up, I was very excited. I actually realized while I was kind of prepping things for this video, the freaking Britney Spears song is finally out of my head. And quite literally, up till yesterday, it was still stuck in my head. And I don't know why. I can't explain it. And it's killing me. No, not again. Never again. So, yes, fortunately today I realized it was finally out, and it not only is out, but it's been replaced by Stuck in the Middle with You, and I'm good with that. I can, at least when that's replaying in my head, I can just kind of close my eyes and picture the scene from The Usual Suspects, and you know, we're good. Is it The Usual Suspects? No, not The Usual Suspects. Ooh. Anyways, so stage 5, we're landing on the left-hand side. It's actually, if you're able to take down stage 4, you're probably going to be able to take down this stage 5. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if that means stage 5 is easier, but it's a thing, so we're gonna go with it. Wow, sorry, totally just like sidetracked, brains all over the place. Now I'm thinking of Blambo, which is basically Rambo, but Boom Beach Edition. So instead of having like the bow and running around, I don't know, he has maybe like the Cryoneer's like freeze gun. Then he can like run in and he takes on Dr. T and goes after boom cannons all by himself, and you know, saves the girl. And then you could have Blambo 2, The Revenge of Blambo or something. The Return of Blambo. John Blambo. I don't know why. I just... Blam got stuck in my head. It sounded fun and I figured, hey, I'm gonna go with it. Why not? Anyways, moving away from horrible songs and ridiculous sounding words, what really does go on in my head sometimes? I don't even know, and I'm part of it, I'm pretty sure. At least I'm an outside consultant. I should count. Anyways, Stage 5, I don't know if I mentioned this, has 212,000 hit points. The boom cannons on this stage have 10.5k, give or take, and the shock launcher on this stage has around 17,000 hit points. So all of those things might be useful for the running through of this, instead of my rambling about Blambo. Blambling? Now I'm just making weird sounds. Alright, moving on to stage 6 that has 280,000 hit points. The boom cannons have 13,000 hit points, and the shock launchers have 19,500 hit points. And this is the level that made me realize that Brittany was gone, because I'm going right up the middle. And I was like, yep, there it is, right in my head. And then I was like, hey, wait a minute, Brittany's been gone. Oh my goodness, what have I missed? Alright. So, very excited. Very, very, like, so excited. Like, oh my god, so excited. Ah. Alright, so, as I may have, kind of suggested, we're going right up the middle. The reason for this is there's boom cannons on the left and there's boom cannons on the right. There is one boom cannon that I have already blown up. You can see its carcass kind of off by itself there. I blew that up because it really, really tightens the gap that your tanks can travel up through, but also it has full access to the safe zone, if you would. Like, basically where you're going to be dropping your tanks so that they can hit the HQ. That boom cannon would be sitting there the whole time, just killing the poo out of your guys, which is not cool. Unless they need a colonic. Alright, so anyways, once we're up on the up at the top of the map, basically flare a little to the right. It should put them close enough that the tanks are like, oh, we can blow up the HQ from here, yay! And everything will move over to the right. Your medics should be able to handle everything except for that boom cannon. Just throw a shock down on that bad boy, and then it's a race to the win. Which is, I guess, a very short race, because the stun is only like 10 seconds. Alright, moving on to Stage 7. I don't know, like, Stage 7 was so nice. I actually was able to do it without even losing a troop, which doesn't happen that often. So if you're normally able to do Stage 6, today's Stage 7 might be a thing for you. So we're going to start by taking out the boom cannon on the beach, and then the boom cannon beside the HQ. Makes sense, right? The HQ has 420,000 hit points. The boom cannons each have about 18.5, give or take. And the shock launcher, which there is one, it's just, there's no point in going and killing it, has 21,000 HP. And then we're going to land everything all the way over here on the right-hand side and let our poor tanks group up, keep them away from the mines because those mines do a ridiculous amount of damage, and then just crawl right on up the right-hand side. You've got this first pod that we're able to clear out with hopefully no stuns, no, weirdness required. And then I realized, wow, I got so much GBE, I'm just going to throw some extra at this boom cannon, but really that's not even needed. If you flare up to the rightmost side, basically where I just flared there, you throw a shock, you're going to hit this, well, it's a 7-pack, but it's more fun to say 6-pack. So you're going to hit this 6-pack, and that's going to take out the boom cannon, it's going to take out everything. Now, if you've got the extra GBE, by all means, you take out some damage. It'll help speed things through, reduce the strain on your troops, and that will, it will always be a good thing in the long run. Now, here's where things get tricky, because your tanks are going to want to go onto the HQ, and what you're going to have to do is shock the 6-pack, even though, again, it's a 7-pack, but the 6-pack, and actually flare over onto the far middle sniper tower. And basically this is just to give you range, because there's no machine guns, so distance doesn't matter. And basically by flaring over there, your tanks will move over while everything is stunned, hopefully, and start kicking some butt and making life easy on yourself. So while my tanks finish off this base, I want to take the opportunity to throw out thank you for the great response about the live stream for the Mega Crab. It is most definitely happening, and I am nervous as all get out because I've never really done a proper live streaming. So, I got the butterflies and I'm all like worried and stuff, but I'm sure everyone will be able to have a good time, and hopefully we'll, kick some crab carcass. Yeah, that's the word I was going to use all along. Anyways, guys, hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.